Hey guys, Ksenia Pro here, and today we have an interview with this beautiful model, Andrea Ventura. So welcome to my humble studio. So Andrea is commercial and fashion model, and she's been modeling for seven years now. We actually met about 5 years ago at a shoot. Yeah. So the way we met, we were casting a model for a client's shoot, and we found you, came across your page. So can you tell a little bit about what was, where were you at the moment when we met compared to where you're at now?
Well, when we met, I was just doing modeling as a hobby. It was just something that I wanted to do for fun. I never thought I would make money out of it.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, but I did want to start actually making money at that time that we met, though.
Yeah, because you charged okay.
Because, yeah, I remember that. But because I was doing this collaboration with this other photographer and makeup artist. And I remember we were talking about photographers that actually did work in the area. And she mentioned you.
Right.
And then she said, like, friend request her on, like, Facebook and just message her and tell her that.
Yeah, I remember I was like, because at the time I was kind of starting out too. I mean, I did have a few clients, but I was also looking for like collaboration networking opportunities. So I was collaborating with a lot of models from like Model Mayhem, you know, like remember that hub? Yeah, everybody was on it. Now everybody's on Instagram, so it changed a little bit. But so you started, you enjoyed the process of just going to shoots.
Yeah, it was just the fun of it. It was just for me to get pictures to post on my Instagram. It was never like, oh, I'm gonna make it a career.
Yeah, so it was like a pretty girl thing, right?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't even like thought about that, you know, like it was literally just like me wanting to have experience. Experience. Yeah.
But I feel like it's the best way to start because you need to enjoy what you're doing before you start making big money. Because if you don't enjoy, like, what's the point?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I mean, I've heard this story from other people, like YouTubers and influencers and people that start their business. A lot of times they just started because they love what they were doing. They didn't think they were going to make money.
Because it does really show, I feel like if you're enjoying and if you're in it for, not for the money, but for the actual, the process and the passion, that really shows through and eventually you're going to get places.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So what's... Oh, go ahead.
So like that was what happening back then. Like, at that moment when we met, I did want to start making a little money out of modeling.
Right.
But it was nothing like big that I was thinking about.
Yeah.
And then...
But you were at school back then too,
yeah, I was a full-time student back then. And well, now fast forward to like 5 years later, I am a full-time model and this is what I do for a living. It's my career.
Dream came true, right?
The dream came true, yeah.
So are you signed with any agencies now, or what's happening now?
Yeah, so right now I'm actually represented by several boutique agencies, which are smaller agencies that the big names that some people know, like, Next Models, like LA Models. I would like those, like, smaller agencies, but they still get the same type of work sometimes.
Right. Okay, that's good.
Yeah. So I'm represented by several of them. It's about, like, 10, I know, right now. Yeah.
How do you keep it up, though?
So since they're all boutique agencies, they're not giving me work like every single week. It's just like every now and then I hear from one, and the accumulation of every now and then is what makes everything like consistent for me.
It's basically like having smaller clients.
Yeah,
give you work once in a while. Okay, that makes sense actually. So where are they located? Because we're in DC. Like, do you work just in DC or you travel as well?
So I travel a lot. So I am represented in Virginia, DC, Maryland, Pittsburgh, Philly, New Jersey, and New York, and Ohio.
Oh, Ohio?
Ohio.
Did you go to Ohio?
Yeah, I've been to Ohio.
You did?
Yeah,
oh, wow.
Twice, yeah. And I've been to Toronto, Canada.
Oh, that's awesome. So international model, ladies and gentlemen, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about how would you sign up with a new agency? Like if you're up and coming model and you're looking for a presentation, like what's the process like?
So the way that you can get signed, it's like different ways. Like this is like more, I feel like it's more common if you're like, like a tall, slim girl, like you get scouted like
that's easier,
at the mall, or you get scouted at the airports or like a festival.
So it still happens?
Yeah, it still happens.
Because it's for me, like being scouted somewhere, in real world, for me, it's like surreal. It's like 20 years back.
Yeah, me too.
Does it still happen?
Yeah, it still happens. Like
most of the things online, I feel like now, right?
Yeah, no. Apparently, like I was researching about it because I thought the same thing too, and apparently it's still a thing. Like there's, I don't know if this person, specific scout still does it, but there's like this very popular McDonald's in New York, and he literally goes to there like constantly to find models.
Oh, that's interesting. So when you actually talk to people in the industry, you know the process behind the scenes, like how everything is happening, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I follow other models and I hear stories and things like that. But yeah, that's like I've never been scouted like that. Wow. Yeah, but that's a way. And then the other way is just like on Instagram, like for some reason somebody finds you and then they offer you a contract.
So basically, you sit and wait while they discover you, or can you reach out to the agencies as well?
So what I would obviously advise models is for them to take the step instead of like them waiting for it. So you can go attend open calls, which are days of the week that an agency opens their doors, and you can actually walk in and be seen. You know, because you're not supposed to go to an agency just like any day of the week. You're like not like it's unprofessional. Apparently.
I see. Okay, so it's a no-no.
Yeah, exactly. So not even all
Don't go knock on the doors.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, but I have heard models that have done it, though. And
I would do it, honestly. If I were a model. I'm not a model. But
and that's how they got signed.
And just like email or,
but I think it's supposed to be like very unprofessional. You know, you're supposed not to do that. But I know a couple of models have done it, and that's how they got signed. Yeah. So, you have to be bold sometimes. Yeah, sometimes, exactly. Yeah. So, but you can do an open call, or you can submit online. You get some digitals, which are just like very simple photos of yourself with like maybe like a shirt like I'm wearing right now, some jeans, and
so those used to be called like Polaroids.
They used to be called
digital. Yeah, so just like a basic representation of your likeness.
Yeah, exactly. Like so you take those photos and you submit them online. The majority of agencies, you can go to their website and just click submit, and you can send.
Yeah, they usually have like a submission form online, so it's pretty easy. So, would you recommend having a little bit of a portfolio before you contact the agency?
So, for my personal experience, I think experience is key. I think I've made it as far as I've made it because I work on my portfolio and I work on my experience first before reaching out to an agency. Right. And the more experience I have behind me, it gets so much easier to get signed to agencies now. So that's what I would recommend. But it also depends what you look, because for example, I'm short. So that's like a disadvantage for me. That's why I have to work 3-4 times harder than a model that's like 5'9"
to get in the door.
So if you're like 5'9" and you're like relatively slim and you just take your Polaroids or like digitals, and it's so much easier to get jobs.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna talk about being a petite model in a few minutes. Okay. I just want to finish off with like the agency and like contacting the agency. So what about the portfolio though? Do you think it's gonna be it's better to be versatile or to like focus on a niche, for example, like because you can do like commercial jobs and a little bit more high fashion?
Yeah, well, the thing with me is that I don't want to put myself, and I don't want other models that are like short to put themselves in a box. Like if they want to do something specifically, I feel like they should go towards that. But in my opinion, I think like the more variety you have in your portfolio, the better. So like shots outdoors, like in studio, and you can do some beauty, some fitness, some lifestyle, some fashion. If you had some editorial images, that's great too. I think the more the better, to be honest.
Right. So it has to be a variety so they can see. Because they're probably looking for like a specific look or something, and you never know what they're looking for.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Yeah, you never know.
Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. Thank you. So you're a petite model. You're like in a petite category. Can you explain a little bit what it means exactly?
So that means that you are between 5'1" and under 5'7". So that's the range that an agency
under 5'7".
That's the range that an agency will consider you petite.
That's tough.
I know. Because a lot of agencies and designers are looking for girls that are like 5'8" and above. Some markets, I think the European market is the most strict one, and they actually are looking for models that are 5'9" and taller. So if you're like 5'8" and a half, you're gonna struggle. It's tough because you can do the same type of work that a 5'9" or taller model can do, except for the runway stuff, basically.
Because for me, like, I'm a photographer, so for me, it doesn't really matter that much how tall you are, because in the picture, like, unless you stand into a really tall person, you can't tell. It's all about the proportions.
Yeah.
So I actually love working with like petite girls because it's easier. Like if you have to set up the backdrop, like you don't have to set it up that high up. You know what I mean? It's like in smaller spaces, and like I do a lot of creative shoots too, so you can fit in a smaller space, like and still do pose. Versus if you have like for example that bathtub shoot that we did, remember? Because like my tub is not exactly huge, so when I have like taller girls there, like their legs are sticking out, but you were able to actually fit in there, like make it look pretty and editorial looking. So that's like a nice niche to think about. But I understand, like from a designer point of view, you probably because you design for like a certain height and measurements, so it's just easier when like you have a standard.
Yeah, because like so they create first a dress to fit the model, not the other way around.
Right.
So that's why that's why you have to be that height. But I mean, a lot of things are changing. Like before, you had to be a certain size. Right. And now you don't, and now you see plus size or even like in between sizes on the runway. So I think
So what's the standard? Like what's the medium now? Would you say like in the measurements?
So
like height and
the standard I think is still like 5'9" and taller, and like a size like 0'2", like a waist that's like 24, and like hips are 34.
So what are your measurements now? If you don't mind.
Well, right now, my waist is like 24 and a half, and my hips are like 34 and a half.
You're like golden standard, right?
Yeah, but I'm not tall enough. So.
Yeah, well.
But a lot of things are changing, though. For example, like I know Victoria's Secret used to be like very strict with their measurements and how they cast their models. And now you see that they changed their entire marketing strategy. And now you see curvy models and plus size models.
Yeah, and I feel like the industry's changing because you see so much, even like from America's Next Top Model, like a few years back, they already did some more inclusive episodes with like different types of sizes and shapes.
Yeah, I mean, America's Next Top Model actually did a petite.
Yeah, they did a petite, like the whole series, right? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. So that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Initially, like everything is done for the consumer. You know, like it's all like advertising and everything pushing the product. And the consumers, they don't want to see those tall, blonde, blue eyes girls all the time because they want to see someone they can relate to.
Exactly, yeah.
So I feel like model now, it's not as much as a pretty girl, but more like a role model, like inspiration right now.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think before it used to be this like unachievable beauty standard that you wish you could
feel bad looking at. I was like, I'm not that girl.
Yeah, and I think that used to be like what was normal and how a model should look like. But I think now a model is more about her personality, what she stands for, and somebody that people can relate to. I think that's like what a lot of models should be now, and they are now. You know, that's why you see.
And I feel like there's so many pretty girls in like different categories.
I mean, I find like Ashley Graham, which is like a very successful plus size model. I find her like completely like gorgeous, and like she's a plus size model.
Yeah,
like,
I love curvy girls, and they have like gorgeous faces. They look so good. So you said that your waist is 24.5 now, right? So how do you achieve that? Do you have like a special regimen that you follow? Like how do you maintain your shape?
So I actually I've struggled with like body image issues.
Really?
Yeah, like a couple years ago. So
I would never know because you're gorgeous. So I don't know. People are weird. So
I feel like insecurities and body image issues don't discriminate. Like it doesn't matter what size you are. Like it can always happen.
You can be like a gorgeous girl and like still be
insecure. Yeah. So it was a couple of years ago, I think I really wanted to look a certain way, so I did like the little...
So what was your like perfect image of how did you want to look?
I just wanted abs. Like I really wanted abs, and I was so like desperate to like have them that I did like the low carb diet.
So you wanted to have like a very dry, sporty look? Is that what you were going for?
Yeah, I don't know. I just like
have a little bit of. You know,
I just wanted like this definition.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You said it at the same time. Okay.
Yeah. So I did like the low carb diet for like on and off for like a year, I think.
Was it tough?
Yeah, it was really tough.
Because I remember I was doing low carb at the same time when we were doing the shoot and we were talking about it.
Yeah, no, it was a bad idea.
Yeah,
I mean, I have some people it might work, but for me it was a bad idea. Like,
so did it work? Like, did you lose some weight? Did you look better?
I lost a lot of weight really fast. Like, I lost maybe I'm a very small person, so like I think I lost.
So how much do you weigh now, if you don't mind?
I weigh like 103, 104.
Wow. Wait, you do look tiny. You should look so much smaller compared to like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So what happened? What was your journey?
So what happened was that I lost weight really, really fast. Like,
I mean, you were never chubby or
anything. No,
I
never.
How like what was your weight before? Like
before it was 120 pounds, and that's when I felt very satisfied with my body. You know, very like I really wanted abs. So I did the low carb diet. I lost maybe like 10 pounds like in a month or like 2 months.
Really? That was quick.
Like, way too fast. And I was like hungry all the time, terrible mood. My relationship with food was a whole mess. Like,
so you were craving things.
Yeah, I was craving things. I was not letting myself eat them. I was binge eating. So it was the whole mess.
So you would eat a lot and then you feel bad about yourself.
Yeah, the whole thing. Yeah, you know, like I feel like it happens to like the majority of women, to be honest. And
yes.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like so many of us don't talk about it.
Yeah, but more people are talking about it.
Yeah, more people are talking about it now. Yeah, but when it was happening to me, I felt so like ashamed of it because I felt so unrelated to like other girls. I felt like nobody was struggling with their food choices.
Everybody does.
But I felt
they just lie about it, or like they didn't talk about it.
Yeah, so I felt alone because I felt like nobody has ever struggled with that. And but yeah, so obviously I had the rebound, which I gained almost the entire weight back.
Right, after doing low carb.
Yeah, exactly. I gained it all back, and since I was looking to look a certain way and look that way, and then I gained it all back, and I lost that like shape that I had.
Yeah, and you feel even worse.
I felt
you let yourself go.
Yeah,
kind of like
So I felt super insecure, and I was at a really low point in my life, and I was even crying about the way that I looked. Like I was so sad about it. Yeah, it was really bad. And then I decided that I wanted to stop striving for physical aesthetics. Like I wanted to stop going to the gym to look a certain way. I wanted to stop eating to look a certain way because I realized I was so unhealthy. I was really sad. Like I really need to love my body. So that's when I started to learn how to eat everything in moderation. But I went vegan, which was basically everything except obviously like animal products.
Right.
But
so how long were you vegan? Because you're not a vegan anymore.
No. I was vegan for like 2 years and a little bit more. Yeah. Okay. And it was just my way of not being afraid of carbs. Because vegans, like, they eat a lot of carbs.
Right.
So it was my way of like showing to myself that I can eat all these carbs and not gain weight.
A bunch of weight.
Yeah, like
so you were just avoiding the animal products and the fatty foods.
Yeah, but it was just because, you know, like I watched a documentary, to be honest. Like I don't think it's true. Okay. but I did it mostly because of that. You know, it was the carb part because I was so afraid of carbs when I was doing low carb. So I wanted to fix that relationship with like sugar and like carbs and like eating big meals, you know, things like that. So like little by little, like I started fixing, you know, started going on vacation and
so it's all in your head basically. So you're trying to fix like the mindset.
Exactly. Like I did not work. I actually started working out less because I was working a lot before. And
it's even putting you more into stress because it's the time and it's like physical exhaustion too. So that doesn't really help much. Yeah, I've been through the same thing.
It was a lot of I tried to like disconnect the physical aspect of working out and eating a certain way, you know, and I just tried to focus on my relationship with food and myself.
Just being healthy, basically.
Yeah, and just being happy with the way that I was at that moment. Like, it was not me trying to be happy once I achieve, like, you know, like,
just like enjoy the moment.
It was like, I was 117 pounds when I started this, and that's why I was just like, okay, like, I'm 117, like, my waist, it was 28 inches at the time, so I was just like, this is like, I just need to love what I have, and
honestly, nobody cares. Yeah. Except for you.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what you're going like through.
Yeah. Nobody can tell. But
unless you lose like a bunch of weight, then people notice. But I feel like if it's like fluctuating a little bit, people don't really notice.
Yeah. But anything. I mean, I could tell though, you know.
But when you see yourself in the pictures, though,
I would like I will like go back to my older photos and I could tell, and that would like break me down, for example, because I was like, oh my god, I gotta get all this way. So yeah, so I started working towards that, and now I'm not vegan anymore, and I literally eat everything. Like I eat my thing is eating everything in moderation. So if I'm craving something, I'm gonna eat it, and I know that I'm not gonna go overboard because I can have it anytime I want.
Right.
And
so you're just telling yourself coming from abundance, like you can always have it.
Yeah,
instead
exactly.
of like doing from the restriction.
Like, like for example, before, like I will try to eat like entire pie of pizza by myself because I was only having it once a week. Yeah. And now if I get offered pizza, I can easily have like 2 slices and be like totally fine. Yeah. And
like I don't want it anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't even think about the pizza anymore, you know, after I have
that
it.
That actually makes sense.
Yeah. So consistently just working towards my relationship with food and just working out less, but focusing on quality of my workouts and just enjoying them. I little by little I lost almost 20 pounds.
Yeah, you look so tiny. I'm gonna show you. Do you have the abs now?
The what?
The abs?
I mean, I have some. I guess we can.
So let me ask you something. Like before you go into the shoot for work or like for a collaboration, do you eat before the shoot normally? What's your day like before you go on the job?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. I mean, like it depends what time the shoot is and stuff, you know, because sometimes we start at like.
So you don't restrict yourself on the day of if you have like a job? Because I know some girls like, they don't eat. They like do specific things.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm very big on my relationship with food and my relationship with myself. So if I am depriving myself, if I feel like I'm depriving myself at any time, then I'm like stop that. Like yeah. So no, I eat.
I like that.
I eat every time before I shoot, and I eat like a regular meal. Like for example, I was shooting in New York for this big brand, and the day before I had dinner waffles with Nutella.
Aww.
And it was just because I was craving it. I mean, I'm not even like a swimwear or like lingerie or like a model like that. So like
So what kind of jobs do you do? Like you casted for?
So I mostly do commercial work. So it's for like banks or like hotels or like restaurants, you know, things like that. And
so is it like shoots or like video shoots, photo shoots?
It's both, like photos and videos. And then every now and then I'm a fitness model.
So this is your kind of niche, right?
Like what do you mean?
Like commercial and
fitness. I mean that's mostly what I do, but I do like every now and then. I mean, I do beauty work and I do the commercial stuff and I do fitness stuff, and then every now and then I do a little bit of fashion.
Yeah, but do you do fashion like for work or mostly for like collaboration, like more as a creative outlet?
A little bit of both. It's just a little bit. Like it's not like a lot that I do. Even in doing collaborations, it's just a little bit.
Right, but what do you enjoy mostly though? Like, what kind of shoots do you love?
I enjoy everything. Everything? Yeah, I enjoy everything. Yeah.
Okay. Because I know, like, we've been doing mostly like fashion and beauty shoots with you, because that's what I do. But we did like a fitness shoot.
Yeah, we did a fitness shoot.
A couple years
for
ago.
a portfolio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Okay, I enjoy everything.
So aside from like diet and just general lifestyle, do you have like any beauty regimens or like do you go do your nails, any other appointments, like facials?
So I like to get my eyebrows threaded. So I get them threaded.
You just did it now, right?
Yeah, I just got it done. I do them every week. And
every week?
Every week.
Oh my god, it just looks nice and clean so you don't have to do anything?
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, like, when I start seeing like a little bit of hair growing back, I just like feel so self-conscious. And the thing is that it's not because I might look bad or anything like that. It's just like I feel bad that if I go to work and they have to edit that out.
Right.
You know, I just like
it's a lot of work.
I don't want to be,
because when it's like in every single picture, you have to like manually go in and like clean it up.
Yeah. So I don't want to be that model that
Thank you.
didn't get her eyebrows done. It's gonna make the work harder for like.
And I feel like eyebrow is just such an important line. It's like a defining line of your face.
Yeah.
So even if you don't have any makeup on, like when you have your eyebrows done, that already looks nice and clean.
Yeah. So I do. Yeah. So that's why I get them done. And then other than that, like I recently started a skincare routine because I didn't have a skincare routine before.
Okay, we're getting there. Right?
Yeah, I didn't have one before.
Bye-bye, teenage years.
Yeah. So
how old are you, by the way, now?
I am 26 now.
Oh, you're 26.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
cool. We meant you were like 21 or...
Yeah, like 21. Yeah. Okay. Crazy. So now I have skincare routine. I wash my face in the morning, at night, and I use micellar water. That's how you say it, micellar water.
I have no idea.
Well, it's a type of water to take off your makeup.
Okay, obviously I don't have a beauty regimen. So maybe I should look it up. What is it called again?
Micellar.
Micellar? What is that?
It's just a type. I don't know what type of water it is. But it's just water.
Okay.
Like, and you just like
like a fancy water.
Yeah, I guess
okay.
it takes off your makeup. Like it does a really good job.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then just like a like special like
do you like moisturizer?
Yeah,
like a night cream.
I do toner and moisturizer, and then I have this like cream for because I have oily skin. Mm-hmm. So it's just for like oily skin, so I don't get like those like little bumps on my forehead. Right. That's pretty much it. Yeah. Cool.
Do you get your nails done? Like, because I always see you with like natural nails. Is it just a choice, or what is it?
So it's a choice because of the type of work that I do, and it's also because I'm lazy.
But you still have to keep them clean, like if they're natural, like you have to
like a lot of the jobs that I do, they want like clear, like natural nails,
like for commercial type of work, because you don't want any crazy colors or designs.
Yeah, so like a lot of times they ask for like clear or nude. And actually, like so they don't want any color, so that's why I just keep them like natural. Because if I go to a casting, I go on set or anything, they can
do it for you if they need like a different color or something.
No, it's just because I'm saying like they're not gonna have a problem with my nails.
Oh yeah. So they don't have to take anything off.
And like I think I would feel like a little not bad, but it would like be like frustrating for me to go get my nails done, get a color that I really like, and then 2 days later I get call on set. And I have to take it off, and I just pay for it. So that's why I just don't do it. Yeah.
And it's such a big thing. It's like such a little thing, but it's such a big thing for me as a photographer, like whoever's casting a model, especially for beauty work. Like you have to have, because the nails show like close to the face. Like if you want to use hands in the frame, if the nails don't look good, and it's just so hard to edit them. Yeah. So it's just,
So that's why I also keep them clear, because like if I have like nail color and then they get chipped, because they get chipped and stuff, and then I go on set and then they're chipped, like I would feel so unprofessional. I feel so bad. So that's why
that's actually a very good point.
So like the only times I get a manicure is actually when the client requests it, and they're obviously gonna pay for it. So and they tell me exactly how they wanted me to get it done. And actually this is I think this is the third time in a row that I get asked to get clear manicure.
Just like clear.
Yeah.
So well, you still have some.
Yeah,
some
I just got them done.
Right? Yeah.
I just got them done. Fresh that I did a couple days ago. So they want to clear.
So you're freshly done. Brows done. Nails done.
Yeah. They even asked for it was Petite and mani, so I got my toes done too.
Cool. Okay.
But all clear.
Bonus. So I know that you talk a lot about being professional and like seeing as a professional. So I feel like work ethic is very important on set, right? Can you talk a little bit about that?
So, I mean, not just like on set, but off set. I think like you really need to be a go-getter, and I personally don't rely on my agencies to get me work. Like I obviously want them to get me work and stuff, but if I'm not hearing anything from any of my agencies, like I personally every single day look for jobs and try to get things on my own, or maybe sign to other agencies, because I'm not going to just sit around and
wait for things to happen.
Yeah, like I'm like constantly
give me money.
So I'm constantly like posting on social media, hoping that one day somebody's gonna like see my stuff and maybe hire me for a shoot.
Right.
I am posting, like I have a YouTube channel. I have my website.
You just started doing videos, and you're doing like TikTok videos. Yeah, you're pretty big on TikTok right now. Actually, guys, follow her, because she makes like hilarious videos on TikTok. If you're not on TikTok just yet, it's 2020. You have to be there. This is the next big thing.
Yeah, so I do all of that for branding purposes. Like because
you have to stay present and just like be here.
Because the more people know you and know about you, obviously you're gonna get more work eventually.
Exactly.
Like it's about getting your name out there. So I do all of that on top of just being on set.
Yeah, and I feel like being visible just generally, because I may, like, if I were an agent or like a photographer looking for a model to work with, like I would see someone, but I don't have a project for them right this moment. But then if I keep seeing them, something comes along and I'm just, oh, this girl, she looks really great. She's going to be good for it.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah. Just staying in the mind of people too.
Yes,
that they
exactly.
see.
And they have to see you like constantly, like you're actually doing something. You're active.
Yeah.
So don't disappear. Yeah. What about like work ethic on set though? Like how you communicate with people and work as a team? Because I feel like that's very important as well. Because when I'm looking for a model, obviously I look how like at the looks and how they present themselves like in front of the camera, how they work. But at the same time, I don't want them to be late and like you know. So can you talk about that? Like, have you had any experiences like compared to like experiences on set with other team members or like maybe other models?
Well, I think so far everything has been like really smooth and really like professional. Like when I'm working for big brands, like I think it's expected for everyone to be on the same level.
Right.
But yeah, it's definitely like arriving on time or even earlier than your call time.
On time is late.
Yeah, because like a lot of time agencies will tell you to arrive 15 minutes before your call time. So let's say you have to be there at 8 a.m. You're there actually at 7:45.
Right.
And that's like
just so you can get situated and like figure out what's going on.
Yeah, so like just being on time, and then other than that, honestly, it's just like as long as you're like a decent human being, like I don't think anything. Yeah,
like common sense.
Yeah, it's just like people know exactly what you're supposed to do. So as long as you just do whatever they tell you to do, like you're fine. Like it's just normal like etiquette.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Did you do anything special to like study posing, like, you know, practice, like when you just started modeling? Because I know you did it for fun, but then as you started getting some more paid jobs and you started seeing your work, so what was happening? Like, what was your, you know, process and like learning? Because you're pretty good, but like the way you pose and your faces, like it's getting better and better every year because we do shoots like at least once a year. So you see like progress. So can you talk about like behind
so for process? Me, I feel like everybody works differently. I feel like the most common advice for models to improve their poses is to get in front of the mirror and practice it. Right. I personally have never done that just because like I don't know, like I don't.
It feels weird.
I don't know, like I just like I've never thought that I need it. It's not like I don't need it.
So when you did like your very first shoots when you just started modeling for fun, so what did you how did you get ready for the shoot? Let's put it this way.
So my thing is that I like to look at other models' photos and I like to just
get inspiration.
Yeah. So was a model that I looked up to and I like to go through their photos and I will take screenshots of their photos, and then when I got on set, right before I got in front of the camera, I'll scroll through those photos, and I have like photographic memory. So once I'm in front of the camera, I can remember really well.
Yeah, so like you're seeing it in your mind, trying to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yes. So what do you have like a favorite pose that you go for like a lot?
I mean, I go a lot for triangles. So I like to make triangles, So like,
can you like demonstrate it? What do triangle means?
So it's just like putting your hands or your legs in like it looks like a triangle. So if I put that's why like
angles.
If you put your hand on your waist, a lot of times it looks really great on camera because you make this like triangle shape right here. Or if you do something like this, you get another triangle like that. So I love to do triangles in my photos.
Yeah. That looks good. I just saw your video about that. So check it out on her. Is it on your YouTube channel now?
It's on YouTube,
So what's your YouTube, by the way?
I think if you look, hopefully if you look at Andrea Ventura, you might find
Andrea Ventura.
But like it's my, I don't know if you can find it by username, but it's the same one from my Instagram. So it's like Andre Ventur with 3 R's. I know my username is just.
We'll put it in the description to the video so you can check it out.
Yeah.
So where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Salvador. So I was born and raised there, and I moved to the U.S. Right before I turned 18.
Oh, so it was pretty late. So I thought you were like, you moved here as a kid, like a younger kid.
No.
So you moved here with your family?
So my dad moved first, and then my brother moved, and then I moved.
Oh, okay. So it was like a process.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you feel like it's easier for you to get jobs being Hispanic? Are you Hispanic?
Yeah.
So is it easier for you to like get jobs being Hispanic, having your heritage, or is it more challenging?
So I think it's an advantage for me to be Hispanic.
It is?
It is an advantage.
Because of the market that we're in the US?
Yeah. So like there's a lot of like Latino community growing, and honestly like other countries too. And I have this like ethnically ambiguous look, so I look like I'm from different countries.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like you can't really tell where you're from exactly because of the looks. Because I remember even you mentioned me that you were casted for like even Indian, you know, like the Native American.
Yeah. I've been like casted for like Asian things like that.
Asian?
Yeah, but you know, Filipina.
Yeah. Okay.
So I that's a huge plus for me. You know, when I go to see agencies, that's one of the first things that they point out. They're like, oh, you look ethnically ambiguous. Like that's great. Like there's so many jobs for you.
Right.
And I think so it's just I think it's a plus. You know,
especially like in the commercial work because they're actually looking for like a variety and you know representation.
Yeah.
So that's good. Good to know.
Yeah.
So let's travel back in time.
Okay.
Do you remember your first paid job that you got? Could you like talk about it?
So I was like, you know, modeling for fun, stuff like that. And then I can't remember if it was after a year or two. Maybe it's after 2 years of just modeling for fun. I think I had, you know, the confidence that I deserved to be paid a little bit of money for my time.
So how did you come up with the idea of charging for this?
I can't remember, to be honest.
Did you see like other people doing that? Or
maybe. I think maybe.
So how did you come up with the rate? Because like this is like the first question, like what do you charge? Like I don't know.
I think I heard about this other model that was booking paid work, and I think she was charging $100 per hour for 2-hour minimum. But I didn't feel at the time when I heard about it, I didn't feel that I had confidence. I had the level to charge that much money at the time. So I remember this photographer reached out to me and he wanted to shoot me, and I was like, I was thinking like, okay, this time I'm gonna charge for my time. Yeah, so I'm worth it. So I said, I charge $20 an hour for 2 hours.
So $40.
I made $40.
And you have to drive 2 hours. Just kidding.
Yeah, I can't remember, but it was not close. I think I had to drive like an hour. To get to like his studio. Yeah.
So it's like 2 hours going to 4 hours with the drive. Anyways.
Yeah. So that was my first.
So what was it? What kind of shoot was it?
It was just like a personal like portfolio work. Yeah. I think it was just like building his experience and stuff. And I guess he needed a model, and I was just like, oh yeah, I'll charge you $40.
I'm already good enough. Yeah. Okay. No, that's cool. Yeah. I personally never paid for like I mostly do like collaborative work when it's like a portfolio work. Yeah. So both people benefit from it. But I think my tip is to work on the same level, like network. On the same level instead of trying to reach out to us, then you have to pay for the team, So, and actually because we were on the same level kind of when we met, we were both kind of just trying to emerge into like getting paid work and all of that. We grew together and we supported each other throughout the years as well. And that's how you get paid, other works from your network basically, because I got you a few works and you recommended me to some people as well. So that's how it works. And the more people you know, the more outreach you have in the community and in the industry. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So, and then you started like, getting more paid and being more comfortable like charging. Yeah.
So then and I actually remember my first like legit like paid job, and this was for a salon, and they wanted to cut my hair. So actually they cut my hair, and I
was it a good cut?
Yeah, I mean, so I've never had my hair short. So when I got offered, I was just like, well, it's a nice opportunity to get a fresh new look. Like I've never gotten like short, like extremely short. That's when I had my hair like really short.
I don't remember.
You remember? No. Maybe you met me when it was a little bit longer. Yeah. But it was really short. And I got paid like $500 for that one.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good.
And but honestly, like now looking back towards it, $500 is not enough to chop all your hair off.
Yeah, definitely. So you had your hair chopped for like a shoot. Yeah. Is there anything like you would never do, like get your hair dyed green or anything, or like any crazy things on set that you would say no to?
So I don't think I will ever change my appearance again like that, just because it takes so much time and sometimes money to build
go back
to build a portfolio to like your current like look.
Yeah, that makes
so
sense.
Yeah, so that's why I wouldn't like chop my hair again unless paying like a crazy amount of money that I wouldn't be able to turn down.
What about like losing weight, gaining weight for
I think that's mostly if you're an actor or an actress. I don't think like that happens with models.
Right.
Well, it does happen. The
agency can tell you like for certain like they're looking for like a slimmer look. So.
Yeah. So like I really just want to stay true to myself this my entire career. So I hopefully this never happens to me because it has happened to me, but hopefully I will never encounter an agency that I really want to be with, and they tell me like, well, if you want us to get you jobs, you have to lose weight, or you have to gain.
Well, I feel like you don't need to lose any weight, right?
Yeah, I mean, like you would be surprised though.
Really?
Like, yeah, you would be surprised. Yeah, like I'm pretty sure if I was with these agencies that are very strict, like they could even tell me like you still need to lose weight. Yeah. Because I've heard like some
just for the look, like a certain aesthetic that they go.
It's just like sometimes they just want girls that are extremely skinny, like extremely skinny. And I've heard some horror stories, and you see the photos of them before when they got told to lose weight, and they were very slim already, like they were very skinny. So it happens.
So it's just like getting an eating disorder in the process.
Yeah,
because they're trying to match that.
Exactly. Yeah,
I actually know a few girls who went through this. So.
Yeah. So so I really hope that I never get to that position. I can never get to meet with an agency.
But I feel like you're already in the comfortable place, like with your you're comfortable with your body and the way you look, so you're smart enough not to do that. I think younger girls they're trying to get the approval from people they don't know, and then basically those people don't care about you and your health. So it's very important to like stay true to yourself and like get things into perspective.
So like I sometimes get messages from girls saying like, oh, like I want to be with this agency, but I need to lose weight. And I tell them like, well, just be careful. I would say stay true to yourself. If this agency doesn't love you just the way you are, maybe you just should look for another agency that does. Because there are agencies out there that will love you just the way that you are. So that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Okay. That's the best way to go about it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like it's not about the physical appearance. It's what you do in front of the camera. Because there's so many girls that look very generic to me. Like when you see them, on the street as a person. Once they start, like when you see pictures of them, oh my God, it's just like a whole transformation. It's just like, I feel like it's coming from within. Mostly, I mean, it's a combination of the looks and what you do with it.
So I do think that talent is a lot more important than your weight or your size.
So work on your talent first, right?
And
then, So do you remember any like weird requests that you had, or like any like crazy shoots that you did or you asked to?
I think when you are working with like very inexperienced people or like very very small brands, like literally like they just started it in their garage and they're trying to work with model, like sometimes the experience is not the greatest just because you're not in a professional setting, like the standard is really low.
So what was the
I mean, I don't think it's something like crazy has ever happened. It's just like I haven't or I haven't like enjoyed the shoot as much or whatever they were trying me to model, I didn't feel comfortable wearing it or something.
Or like the space wasn't as it was cold or
but
just
it's
uncomfortable.
Basically.
I mean, modeling is not supposed to be comfortable, but at the same time, there's like a certain standard. Like I care about people I work with, so I try to not go crazy like shoot in like 15-degree weather, wearing just a swimsuit, things like that.
So like I feel like the more like once you stick to like big brands and professional settings, like that goes away. Like I enjoy being on set every single day,
right? Because you work with like professional.
But when you're working with people that don't know what they're doing, that's when things get uncomfortable and you regret being there.
Exactly. But I mean, if you're getting paid, then you don't care about the finished product the finished pictures as much, or you still care.
The thing is that if you're working with a very small brand, you're not gonna get paid.
That's exactly.
You will get paid if you were working with a big brand. So there's a difference. Okay.
But then to get to a certain level, you have to go through steps, right?
Obviously. I mean, I think the way that I've taken things is it has helped me grow and understand.
And you gain experience too. So when you experience like all the conditions of
then you realize how things are supposed to do and how things are supposed
you just
to
appreciate it more. That makes sense. But like, what are the things you would never do in front of the camera? Is there anything like?
Well, I would never shoot nude. I would never shoot nude. And lingerie. Is that how you say it? Lingerie.
Yeah. Like underwear, basically.
Yeah. I would never shoot it unless it's like very commercial. You know, like if you're shooting maybe like.
So not like a sexual.
Yeah, more like a lookbook. Like you know when you go shopping for like
like a catalog.
And like. You know, like it has nothing to do with like sexualizing or anything like that. It's literally just showing, you know, panties and like a bra, maybe something like that. But
you just swim. Do you do like swimwear?
Yeah, like I feel a lot.
But more like sporty.
Yeah, more like sporty. Same thing. Like if it was like a lookbook for like swimwear, something like that, or like e-commerce. Yeah, you know, I will do it, but not like.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. So you're comfortable exposing some skin as long as it's not sexualized.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Exactly.
So can you talk about like different modeling jobs that you can get? Because we mentioned like the promo modeling and we talk about like photo shoots and like commercial jobs. So can you like separate different categories?
Yeah. So for example, so there's runway, obviously. Like the majority of people that want to meet models, I think they think the first thing they think of is runway. There's runway. That one, it depends who you're working for, who got you the job, and all that's like variables.
Yeah, because we have like New York Fashion Week happening this week, basically. Yeah. So you're not going, right?
I'm not going. Yeah, but some of those runways are paid, other ones are unpaid, believe it or not. So it's not, and even if it's paid, a lot of times it doesn't even pay well.
So it's mostly for the outreach versus
it's mostly for the experience and jobs, and getting like exposure that way. Then there's
Did you do any runways?
Yeah, I've done runways. I've done New York Fashion Week a couple times.
Oh, you did? Oh, cool. I didn't know that. Because you're a petite model and it's more challenging to do runway versus print, you know? So.
But I met this...
I remember. You told me. Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
so who did you walk for?
This local bridal designer. Her name is Sherry Autry. So she makes...
Oh, there's those beautiful dresses. You did a shoot for them too, right? Yeah, I love those pictures.
So she did New York Fashion Week a couple times. And she asked me, before she asked anybody else, she asked me like, would you...
Because you're the face of the brand, sort of.
She really likes me. We connected really well too. You know?
It's important too when you work with people in the industry to just like network and connect.
Yeah.
Because that's what's gonna get you, you know, repeat business, repeat jobs.
So I opened her show twice.
So
it was a nice experience. But yeah, so there's like runway, and then there's editorial, which is like when you're modeling for a magazine. Also, that one doesn't pay. Yeah, unless maybe
it's more like creative, and again, like getting
your name out there. Yeah. So if you shoot for a magazine, there's a really high chance that a big brand will see you on the magazine, and then they will request
depending on the magazine, though.
Yeah, but I'm talking obviously like Vogue and Cosmopolitan,
right?
You know, those being
like
shot
bigger names. On there. So did you have any like publications in the bigger print?
I haven't, not yet.
But you did some local though, right?
Yeah, I've been publishing like more like smaller like magazines, but nothing like.
Can you mention a few names so we can look it up?
I think the biggest one was be like Elements magazine.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That one's like,
but it's more like for editorial. Like so I think I've been published there, or maybe not.
Yeah, I think you have.
Yeah, because like a lot of photographers do that. It's actually a good creative outlet.
Yeah, and it's fun. You know, yeah. And you can add those photos to your portfolio. Yeah, you know? And
it just looks cool in the portfolio when it's actually like a cutout of a magazine, like a tear sheet.
Yeah. So. So editorial, and then you have commercial, which is like I told you, you know, modeling like for like ads and like banks and cameras and whatever you can think of. Like, then there's like beauty work, which is, you know, makeup and skincare and like hair stuff.
And like petite models, like for beauty, there's no requirements, height wise, but you have to have like a certain proportionate face. I feel like. No?
Yeah, I mean,
like,
I don't.
Do you know like any standards or anything they're looking for?
I think there's not a specific standard. I think it all depends on the brand and what they're looking for. Because I see a lot of casting calls now for interesting faces, which is basically just
that's how they they word it?
That's how they word, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So basically you can have...
Yeah, because now like those beauty models kind of like with like different like teeth situations and like the freckles and different skin.
And if you have, I don't know, maybe like very white, like your eyes are like very white.
And I know like I love mixed models. Say like there's a mix of black and Asian and it just looks so cool and different.
Then there's like swimwear, which also like I've heard, I'm not sure, but I've heard that also there's no high requirement for swimwear. I haven't really done swimwear. I've done like a couple castings for swimwear, but I haven't been...
They're probably looking for like a good skin situation, you know, just like being proportionate and, you know, fit.
Yeah,
obviously.
And then
but now that industry is shifting too.
Yeah, they're shifting too. Yeah. So you have brands like, I think it's called Swims for All or Swimwear for All.
For like curvy girls.
Yeah. And then there's like fitness modeling, which is once you're modeling for like Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, Reebok, and things like that. I'm actually represented by an agency that I think that's like the most amount of jobs I do is for like fitness modeling.
So they like specialize in that.
Yeah, they specialize in that. Yeah, the majority of their models are working for Reebok and like Under Armour and like all.
And there's a major brand, so that's
yeah. I would love to model for them. Yeah.
So basically, it's like either pictures, videos, or the actual, you know, experience with communicating. So like the last one would be promo modeling, which is working events for big brands. It's like, you know, trade shows, conventions. Promo model, is that how it's called?
Yeah, promo model. Yeah. So like, I feel like if you get hired as a promo model through a modeling agency, the pay rate is better, the type of job is better. But there's also promo agencies that I hire just
directly
regular people, more like regular people. They're not, you don't necessarily have to be a model to work like with a published model. To work with these agencies, and it's just, you know, same thing. Just you're working events and trade shows, something like that. Yeah.
But do you have any big plans like going to say LA or like?
Not right now. No. I really love living in DC.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I love living in DC.
I love living in DC too. I think it's a cool area.
And I just enjoy living here. My family's here. I already have a good amount of work here.
Right.
And I enjoy more the traveling back and forth than the moving there. So for now, I don't see myself. Yeah. You know,
but you've done a few jobs. Was it in LA or?
In LA, yeah. So So it's called promo modeling, which is not like an actual shoot, but you're just representing a brand or an event.
Oh, like a product, right?
Yeah, so I did that twice in LA. So they flew me out there, and I was there for like a week the first year, and then 2 weeks like this past year.
That's pretty cool. So the travel covered, right?
Yeah.
But is it like a long day? So you're supposed to be, because I know they do like trade shows and things like that.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You just stay there. Talking about the product.
Yeah, you're spending the entire day saying hi to people and being like nice and stuff.
Is it tiring?
So tiring. Yeah, so tiring. But yeah, it's still a really nice job.
but it's good money, right?
Yeah, it pays really well. It also depends like what agency's hiring you and stuff. But the ones that I got in was actually through one of my modeling agencies. So it paid really well, and they treat you like a model. They don't treat you like, you know, like a regular person. You know, they have like a standard of like how they're gonna treat you and stuff. So that's nice.
Do you have your radar? Like, I have to get this on set.
So no, but like it's like I think my contract, it says like the client has to make sure that they give enough money to the model so she can buy her food that's like healthy. You know, something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense, because you don't want to go to McDonald's.
Yeah, exactly. So it states on the contract that the amount of money that I should get for my meals has to be enough so I can actually like
get a real meal, not just okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So I know we talked about being a go-getter, like, so except for doing some behind-the-scenes work like on social media and just like emailing back and forth with the agencies and potential clients, I know that you go a lot to castings and model calls. So can you talk about the process of that?
So
how do you find out, like, first, how do you find out that there's a casting, or like how do you pick where you go? So
the majority of the castings are for actual like brands. They're all like closed castings, so only if you're selected to attend, you can attend. If not, like not just anybody can come into a casting. Even if you meet the requirements, even if you're exactly the height, the size, skin color, whatever, you cannot just walk into the casting. You have to be pre-selected by the client or like the casting director.
So do they request like model database from an agency?
Yeah. Okay. So like there's two ways. Like one way is that a client comes to an agency and they tell them, hey, we're looking for this type of model. Can you send your options? And the agency sends all the options, and then they choose, I want this girl, and this girl. And then they send an email to the models. They're like, hey, you have been selected for a casting. Can you make it? You know?
Right.
And then the other way is that there's casting websites, and these big brands also post the castings on this website.
It's like an open call kind of thing?
Or? Not open call, but you can submit yourself. So the same job that that your agency is doing for you, you can do it yourself. So you can submit yourself to be considered, to be selected for the casting. Right,
so it's like pre-selection process.
Yeah,
so you submit your pictures and
so
just like your measurements. And stuff like that.
Yeah.
So can you mention like a few sources where you can go like see the castings, like any websites?
Yeah, so there's two really big ones. One's called Casting Networks, and the other one's called Actors Access.
And they're legit, right?
Yeah, they're legit. Okay. Yeah, they're legit. Yeah, you know, Nike, Puma, Adidas, Walmart, Spotify, Sportspace, all these brands are in there.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool. Maybe I should get a gig.
Yeah, so all these brands post their jobs there, and you can see how much they're paying, the day that they're shooting.
Oh, that's cool. So you'll know all the details about the project, the shoot that they have.
Yeah, I mean, you'll know what they're looking for. You won't know exactly what they're shooting, but you'll know what they're looking for, age range, the hours.
Ethnicity, and like all the requirements that they have, like a certain look they're going for.
And then you can submit, and then hopefully they'll select you to attend to the casting, and then you can be considered for the actual shoot,
So is it like nationwide? So is it like national castings, or you can like pick an area, you know, like a search of a.
Oh yeah, you can pick an area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't walk.
No. You can like
fly cross country.
Yeah.
Unless you want to.
So I pick New York, and then every now and then there's castings on there for Virginia and like DC, Maryland.
Right. So you stay close by. If you go to a casting, how many times have you been said no? Because I know that's a big thing. Like,
so I actually I think you saw the post. Yeah, right? That's what you're asking me.
You have to see the video.
So I've been consistently going to castings and auditions to New York since early 2018. So January 2018 was the first time I could start consistently going to castings and auditions once, twice, 3 times or more a month. And for 24 months, I got told no.
Wow.
For 24 months straight.
So no jobs whatsoever?
No. I mean, I did get direct bookings, which is I submitted myself online and I got the job, but I didn't actually go in person to be seen and, you know, do that.
But those, like, for example, those castings that you attended, that didn't take you anywhere, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It was just like a different, separate inquiries that you got.
So, like, I got emails from agencies all the time being like, hey, you got selected for this casting. It's this big brand. And I got so excited. And I went all the way to New York. And I got,
and for you guys to understand, it's like a 4-hour ride on the bus.
Yeah, and for 3 minutes.
Yeah, for 3 minutes of the actual go-see time. And then, what do you do? Like, what's your day like when you go to casting? Like,
so I've gotten like better with the whole like schedule now, but basically I just take a bus that's like 2 hours before my actual call time. That way,
so you're not there too early and you have like a little bit of buffer.
Yeah. If like the bus gets late or something, I still early enough to get there. Yeah. So I do that, and then I go to the casting, and usually it takes just like literally like 3 minutes, and then my returning bus is like 2 hours after, or like an hour or 2 hours after. So I basically just like grab something to eat, and then I take the bus and I come back.
Yeah, so you're not staying there the entire day.
No,
that's actually pretty good, because I thought you would like come super early and like, you know, get ready.
Yeah, no. I just go literally in and out as fast as possible.
But did it ever happen that a casting was delayed or something?
Yeah.
And you stay there? Like,
like it happened one time that I went to this casting, and it was like, I think at 11 in the morning or something. And then the person told me if I could stay longer so they could figure out if I needed, because I went to the agency for the casting, so they took my pictures, and then they were going to send it to the client, and then the client was going to choose if they wanted to see me in person or not.
So you were just waiting, like,
I was just waiting. So I lost the bus that I actually bought. I lost it, and then I was still waiting, And then finally they told me, actually, like, you don't need to be seen, like, you can go home. So I was running to catch the next bus, and right when I got there, it was literally leaving.
Oh my god! So was it the last bus, or you just had to wait? Like,
I just had to wait longer. Yeah. So I had to wait because a bus leaves almost every hour. Yeah. For that one, the next bus was like 3 or 4 hours after. I had to just wait all the entire time.
So it's a bummer, but it's an experience too at the same time, you know.
Yeah.
So would you say, like, to someone who's just starting their modeling career, wanting to go to castings, like, how do you react when they tell you no?
So at the beginning, like, I'm not gonna lie, it was really hard. Like, I was not used to that amount of rejection. I mean, like, I was already used to at the time, I was already used to getting rejected, obviously, but I feel like you don't understand when you get selected to a. I feel like when you get pre-selected to a casting, I feel like you already you feel like you already almost got the job, and then they tell you who the brand is, and then they tell you how much it's paying. So you get so excited. Yeah. You're like, oh my god, I'm gonna book this, I'm gonna work this, and then you go in and you do your thing, and then later on, like a few days later, you get an email saying like, you can't release the day, like they chose somebody else.
Yeah, but oftentimes I feel like it's not about you personally.
It's no, you don't have to take it personally. Like, but at the beginning for me, it was tough, you know, because I was not used to getting so excited and feeling like I almost have, like, it feels so close.
I know, and you're always like touching.
Yeah, and then you hear like, oh, never mind, you know.
And it's the whole experience to, you know, go to see clients. And,
yeah, exactly. So it feels like you almost got it when I first started. So yeah, it was crushed my heart at the beginning, but then I learned, you know, like, it was just normal, like, it happened. But it was definitely like tough mentally that it kept happening over and over again,
consistently for a longer period of time.
It was, but also I feel like it happened too because during those 2 years, like, I've grown my confidence, you know. I was like more insecure about myself, and like I was very nervous when I got to that.
Oh, let's talk about that. So how do you, when you go into to see a client for the casting, how should you present yourself?
So you
how do you get ready?
You should be like, so for getting ready, like, depends. They tell you like no makeup or like natural makeup, and then you just
that's easy then.
Yeah, and
just
then
look nice and clean.
And then you just wear like, you know, form-fitting clothes. But it depends on the casting or the audition. If it's more commercial, you can wear a little more like a color like top and stuff. But if it's like a beauty casting or like a fashion casting,
so it's more like a skin, just like tank top or something.
So and then, but yeah, you just have to walk in with like confidence. Like, you just have to be as confident as possible, because that's how you
be comfortable in your own skin.
Yeah, that's how you book the jobs. Because if you're nervous, like, they can tell, and that's when they don't want you. So I think for me, like, I kept getting nervous, even though like mentally I knew like there was no reason for me to get nervous. Like, it was just that feeling that I just had one shot.
It's like taking a test.
Yeah, you literally like taking a test. But
so did you freeze? Did you bomb?
At the beginning I would freeze. Like, I wouldn't know what to say.
But like, what do they ask you? Like, what is like?
So they ask you. It depends, because they want to get a sense of your personality. So they ask you like, what do you like to do for fun? So for example, you cannot say modeling. They don't like to hear about anything about modeling. So if they ask you like, what do you like to do for fun, or like, what's the most exciting thing you've done recently? And if you shot for your dream brand recently, you cannot talk about that. You know,
so it's like a, you know, work ethic as well, because, you know, so you can or cannot.
You cannot talk about modeling. So those things make it tricky, you know, when they ask you, or tell us about yourself. And a big part of yourself is modeling. Right? You cannot say that. So it makes it tricky, you know, when.
So what are you supposed to say? What are the right answers?
I mean, you just have. Like, it depends, because there are some.
What are you saying?
I say that I like to make funny videos on TikTok.
Okay. Yeah. It's not modeling, but it is modeling.
Yeah, it is related to modeling. They just don't know that, but that's what I say. Yeah, I like to make funny videos on TikTok. Yeah. Or I like to make YouTube. I like to edit YouTube videos and share my life and my struggles and things like that. Yeah, things like that. That's what I say.
And it's pretty cool, because you're sharing your story, and at the same time they see that you're not just a pretty face, you know, that like you have a story behind you. So
things cool. Like that. But yeah, it's definitely like very nerve-wracking for me for the past like 2 years, and like little by little I've grown my confidence and feel like more like better in front of like the casting director and things like that. So I think that's why finally, after 24 months, I booked my first big shoot through a casting, and I think it was because of it. You know, I think I finally feel really comfortable in my own skin, and I think I can really,
when you look them in the eye,
I feel like I can really show my personality and who I am, and if they ask me a question, I'm sure like this is what I want to say. Yeah. I look more relaxed, and I don't know, I'm more approachable maybe, and I think that's why I booked this job, because I did feel really comfortable. Yeah.
So you're not allowed to talk about the job, right?
I am not sure. Yeah. It was just for a big beauty brand, and it was.
When can we see it? So it just happened like a couple of days ago?
It happened a week ago.
A week ago, you did the shoot.
Yeah. So they told me that in 3 weeks they will have it ready or release it. But that's really fast. So I'm not sure. It is fast,
yeah.
So I'm not
sure. It takes like at least a month probably for like a bigger production. Yeah. It was a video too, right?
It was a video,
yeah. So it takes longer too.
So,
but I'm excited.
Yeah. So hopefully, because sometimes things don't get approved too. Sometimes you never see the stuff that you do. But hopefully this one will get approved and it will be out.
So wait, so they do the shoots and then the final client doesn't approve the content and it just never sees the light of the day?
Yeah, so they paid all that money to the production company, the models, casting director.
I've never worked with like a bigger brand by myself, so I don't know how it's going on. So
yeah, no, it's I think there's like there's a lot of like approval that has to be made.
Yeah, it's like, because it's like, especially if it's like a big corporation.
Yeah, exactly. So levels, sometimes things don't get approved and like you never see your work. You know,
but it's the experience too what counts, right? Yeah. So and you can add it to your resume list.
Yeah, you can add it, but it obviously it's a really cool part of one of the things that I love most about modeling is seeing the entire process and seeing the final result. Yeah. So that little part is like I really want to see
a little candy in the end.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, like cherry guys, on top. I did this, because what you see of me is like a selfie being on set, but I cannot tell you what brand I'm working for, what we're doing, what's the concept. That's another thing too. Like I cannot even share what we shot, like the concept, because that's like traded mark.
That's the commercial. What is it called?
Like I mean, it's like a secret. Like you cannot share.
Yeah, there is a word for it, but I can't. Okay, it'll come to me. So you're 26 now, right?
Yeah.
Do you have any plan for the future, like in the next 5-10 years, where you want to be? If you like, doesn't matter if you make it big or don't make it big. Like, what's your plan for the future now?
So I obviously will still like to continue doing modeling. I don't have a specific plan that's like by this time I want to be doing this, but because for me, like I really think that you just have to be patient with the entire process, because things happen when you
least expect
it sometimes. Like let's say, for example, it took me 24 months to book a job through a casting. Right. So who knows how long it's going to take me to actually achieve.
So if you try for a couple months and nothing happens, don't stop.
Yeah, right? Don't stop. Yeah. So, but honestly, I would love to work with brands like, for example, Target. I would love to work for Target.
Like a commercial.
Yeah, whatever.
Bigger commercial jobs.
Doesn't matter what it is. Like,
I just love Target.
Yeah, it's just like a cool.
They have like fun commercial pictures. I love the whole aesthetic that they go for. So and now they're actually very inclusive too. Because
they are.
I love that about them too.
So like that, I would love to work for Target, and I would love to do more like fitness modeling. So work for like either like Adidas or Nike or Reebok, any of those brands. Do a little bit more of that work. Like be more that like part of my general work. It'll be a good amount of it. And then I would like to finally, like eventually be represented by a top modeling agency. Who knows what's going to be.
So what's your dream agency and what's your dream job? Because we never talked about that.
So dream agency is IMG. IMG, I love how diverse they are with the models they represent. You know, you have...
In case you're watching, you never know.
I love that they represent a variety of models, and I look up to a lot of the models that they have. They have, for example, Halima Aden. She is Muslim and she wears a hijab, and she's actually a petite model.
Right, so it's really, like all the package that you're not supposed to be a model, right?
Yeah. So she's a very different, and they also have this other model. Her name is Emily Di Donato, and she's like a size 6 model, which is also like not standard, and she's very, very successful. And I think they have Ashley Graham signed too, which I really look up to her because she's a model that has broken barriers in the industry in terms of size. So IMG would be like my dream.
So what's your dream job? Like, we said target, right? But any specific...
I think I wanna work with more beauty brands and do more beauty work.
Any specific brands?
I love a lot of them, to be honest. Honestly, like I would be just like extremely grateful and blessed if any of them gave me a job. So
and I feel like for like any industry now, like if it's a commercial job, age restriction doesn't matter as much anymore. Obviously, like there's more younger people in the modeling, but now it's like shifting too. Like you see, more mature models, even for beauty brands, like mature skin products, and for the video work, like there's no age restriction. It just depends what they're casting for,
So like I said, like I would like to do more.
So it's not like you wait till you're 30 and then you're done with your career.
Exactly. No. Like I do see myself modeling for my entire life. Like there's a very successful Petite. She's actually Petite too. She just turned, I think, 68.
Oh wow.
And she has walked runway. She has worked for Sephora. She has worked for I think it's called Vaseline.
Vaseline?
Vaseline. So she has done a lot of stuff. She was actually selected by Rihanna herself to do her first Fenty campaign.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So and she's, like I said, she's 68. So I'm chilling.
I know, right?
There's no rush. Yeah.
So you can wait another 24 months.
Yeah, I can.
Like a big thing to happen.
Yeah.
So you can afford it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So like besides like I don't think I have a specific dream job that.
Just when something comes along, comes across, then.
But like in general, like I do want to do more beauty work, more fitness work, and hopefully one day I get a little bit into runway. Like it doesn't have to. I don't have to be like a runway model, but just one time a brand sees me like, oh, she's special. Like we want her involved, something like that. Something like
project based.
Something that means something.
Yeah, I like that too. So it's not just for the money, but for to inspire someone.
Like for example, like let's say like Christian Siriano, for example, would be a dream to work with him because he's so diverse and open to different type of models. Something like that, like or like Tommy Hilfiger too. Something like that would be like a dream job for sure.
Cool. In case you're watching. Okay, cool. So, and like aside from modeling, do you want to do anything else? Like any other things that are happening right now?
So right now, to be honest,
is it just your main focus right now?
My main focus is definitely modeling and, doing like branding, getting my name out there. So like I said, besides, going to castings and doing shoots and getting signed to agencies and things like that, I'm working a lot on YouTube videos, TikTok, social media, like Facebook, Instagram.
So just building a personal brand.
Yeah. And then I think from there, I could do whatever I want with it,
Because now it's all about like having your personal brand and your platform to speak from. Yeah. And then different opportunities can come your way, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks so much for being here. Give her a round of applause. That was pretty cool. We spent like 2 hours talking right now, right?
Yeah,
oh my God. It feels like 2 minutes though. And I feel like we shared like a lot of great tips and insights. Yeah. So thank you so much for being here. Andrea Ventura. Okay, I'll drop all the links in the description to this video so you can follow her on Instagram, on YouTube, watch all her videos, and watch her hilarious videos on TikTok. Because I love following her. Like, this is addictive, you guys. All right, thanks so much. See you guys in the next one. And if you like this series, please make sure to subscribe to my channel. Give us a thumbs up. Hit the bell button. And hopefully you'll see more interviews on my channel as well. All right, it was Ksenia Pro. See you in the next one. Bye.